Hello and welcome to Off the Record. My guest today could well pass for a movie star. In fact, she did get several offers to act in Tamil films but spurned all of them so that she'll continue to squash all the competition in sight, and that's a dead giveaway for you. Welcome Deepika, and welcome to Off the Record.
Thank you, Sanjay.
So tell me, your number one rising star in the Whisper ranking. You won almost every Junior Open, British Open, Dutch Open, Australian Open, Scottish Open. Is there something you haven't really accomplished in the last? I know it's been a meteoric rise for you.
I think when you start off, you have like a lot of junior tournaments, and then that's how you catch up in the seniors and you get recognized. So I am really happy and I'm really blessed that I've won a lot of tournaments. But the real test is obviously now in the seniors, and my last tournament was like a week back. So obviously the
in Colombo, where you won that
yes.
the under-19
Asian
title
juniors,
there.
yes. So it was a very important title for me. It was one of the biggest titles of my career. So it was really important for me to.
The battle of nerves as well there, because I think in the second and third games there was, perhaps you'd agree, a momentary lapse of concentration.
Yeah, I think the fact that it was my last junior tournament, last match, couldn't play junior anymore was going on in my head. And obviously there was pressure, me being seeded number one and playing Weenie, who, our entire junior career were together. We played a lot. So obviously there was a lot of pressure on me, but, I'm really happy I won at the end. So, yeah.
Okay, and also the Commonwealth Games coming up.
We've actually been training a lot for Commonwealth. We've got camps every month, and we've not yet been to Delhi at the new courts, but
I don't think they're ready. Are they ready? I'm not sure.
They are actually ready. There's a test event going on now, conducted by the government and the federation. So supposedly it's really good. So hopefully a month before the Commonwealth, we all as a team we go to Delhi and practice there.
So before Commonwealth Games, you have a whole lot on your plate.
I think the season just started for the seniors actually.
And has begun on a good note for you in Colombo.
Yeah, I think it's obviously the junior, the last junior tournament, but now the real season starts for me, jumping into the seniors. So I've got a very busy schedule from the next month. I've got Malaysia and then Singapore, then coming back for 2 days for the Commonwealth camp. We have a camp here.
So like cricket, is this an overkill of squash as well?
The thing is that we've had 3 months break now. That's why when you look at it, I am, because I've been playing World Juniors and then Asian Juniors, because I've mixed my junior and senior career together. So it's obviously been a lot of.
How do you fancy your chances?
I think obviously Malaysia and Singapore and all their senior tournaments, I'm in the qualifying. So hopefully I qualify and do really well in the main draw.
Okay, but squash as such is not really kind of a spectator sport like cricket, for obviously, or like tennis. Do you believe that you're getting the adequate exposure, media exposure? As opposed to, let's say, a tennis star, as opposed to a Sania Mirza or a Saina Nehwal? I
think it's picking up. I think we cannot compare squash to what tennis is or what Saina has done now. Saina has obviously done really well for herself in the country. But I think it's growing. I think 5 years back, no one would have known about squash, but it's growing and it's going in the right way. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And you've had to face several hurdles which you managed to cross. Also, the Squash Federation back home. I know you don't want to dwell too much on that, but this is off the record, so we can't let you be diplomatic. What were some of the hurdles you had to face within, as you were actually making the cut, during your formative years?
I think they were all misunderstandings. I think everyone has.
Come on.
I think everyone has.
You're going to blame the media.
No. I think it was obviously misunderstanding between me and the federation. I think everyone has to go through hurdles, and I think everyone has to go through their fair whatever in the career.
Baptism by fire. You'll have to go through that political grind.
I think you have to learn through everything, and that's what I've learned a lot, and
and emerge stronger.
And exactly. I think.
So what's the deal like now with the federation?
I think I'm pretty close to them actually now. I think everything's sorted out, thankfully, and.
Is Mr. N. Ramachandran now your guardian angel?
Well, he's guardian angel to a lot of to the whole world of squash, and I'm really happy.
I can see the change actually that's come about
now.
No,
actually, we were just talking about it, and we're really happy that an Indian is the world squash president. I think unfortunately we couldn't get into the Olympics, but I'm sure that everyone's trying from everywhere, and hopefully we can get into the next Olympics. But I think everyone's done their own part. And
you're not being politically correct here, because that's banned on the show. You'll be disqualified.
No, I think the thing is that when I
know the people like Major Manian and Cyrus and all have played a role, but there were certain difficult times as well.
Well, yeah, there were times, but I think everything's changed, and I think they still do play a a very important role in my career right now, because I don't get much time to spend in Chennai. So when I'm back, I
How much time do you
need
get to spend here?
Around 3.5 months.
The rest it's
so
all in Egypt and all over the world.
Yeah, and traveling for tournaments. Yeah. So like when I'm back, I train in the IS Academy, which is run by Major and Cyrus, and whenever I go there, I train with them, and I think. I've started off squash there, so obviously there was a bit patchy thing, but I think everything is worked out now. So yeah.
And tell us more about your coach Amir. What's the difference between a foreign, because this is a raging debate, be it cricket or any sport for that matter, the difference between a foreign coach and an Indian coach?
I think for me, I shifted to Amir like around 4 years back.
There was another Egyptian coach also, right?
Oh yeah, I was training with Mohammad Hafiz.
Yeah.
He was like a top 20 player in the world, but I think Amir had more experience because he was training a lot. He's the national coach of Egypt right now. So I've been with him for the past like 4.5 years. So he knows me throughout. He knows my game. He knows me. He knows how I feel. So it's an understanding between us, which is really important, and I think that's what me and Amir have. Yeah, so that's really good.
And as opposed to an Indian coach, what is that something that they bring to the table or to the court that an Indian coach doesn't or cannot?
I think it's not about the coach. I think it's about the players here. When I go to Egypt, I play with different players every day. It's not like I play with same players. And obviously, Major and Cyrus, yes, they are good at what they do. But I think I'm more comfortable with Amir because I've been with him for more time.
Okay. I'll have to ask you about. Are you comfortable when people say that you're the next Joshna Chinnappa? There has been this rivalry being talked about in the media. Is that also like the federation all made up?
No, I think, yeah, obviously it's made up. I think me and Joshna have been very, very good friends. Actually.
Always?
We've always been good friends.
Never rivals?
No, not really, no, never. Actually, my sister and her were best friends actually when they were small. So I grew
You don't
up,
mind being called. You don't mind being called the next Joshna Chinnappa.
I think I would want to set my own, my own name. Now when people say,
there you go, okay.
why do people call you Sania Mirza of squash? I would rather be,
Do they call you that?
Pallikal. Yeah, but I don't know. I think I like to set
I thought I heard
name
references like Anna Kournikova of squash, or you would like to be, you would like to be called Maria Sharapova.
Yeah.
And
I think she's a great athlete. I think though she's not expressed herself in tennis right now, I think she's doing really well off court. So yeah.
Okay, but how is it to adapt? I mean, you keep coming back to India, you miss family.
I think I've gotten used to it. I've been outside India for the past 4 years, living in obviously Egypt and training there. So I've gotten used to it. But obviously,
At a very young age.
Yeah, I left India when I was 14, and my mom traveled with me, so it was quite a bit easy.
Your mom, and I think now you've asked your mom to back off, but more about that, about Dipika Pallikal and her mom Susan, as to why her mother is no longer a lucky mascot after a break.